You speak English or? So, okay. Speak English also. Oh, okay. But I tell you, you know who know you better than yourself? Because, you know where we can find that? Jeremiah 1:5. Let's look at Jeremiah. We're going to show you how special you are. And the little ones also. Jeremiah 1:5. Start with Jeremiah 1.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 1 and verse 5. Before I formed thee, in the belly I knew thee.
The Most High God said,
bring it out.
He formed you in your mother's belly. He knew you. So how special are you? When we look at Deuteronomy 7:6, we're going to see that you are a chosen one in the belly for the Most High God.
That's right.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
He said, you are a holy people. You are a holy person. And with your little ones with you, they are so precious that the Most High said, those and you and all of the Israelites are holy people unto himself. So knowing that he's special to you, that you are special to the Most High, tell me how you feel about that. How would you feel? How do you feel about that? Knowing that you and the little ones are special to the Most High. How do you feel personally? Jumping, right? So he said on the Sabbath day, we keep the Sabbath day, keep it holy, right? Now, when we look at Exodus 1, it tells us something.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8. Verse 1. And God speak all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God.
I am the Lord thy God. This is what the Most High is saying to all you Israelites that's walking around here on the Sabbath day buying food, and know we need to keep the Sabbath day, keep it holy. He's telling us, don't do it. But he says, you are so precious, especially the little ones. You are so precious to the Most High, and so are you. He said, I am,
which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
He said, he's showing us how much he loves us, the Most High God, because back in Egypt time, our people was in slavery. You got questions? No? So, but you know how precious you are in the sight of God? How precious are you? Very precious, right? Because when we read in the Bible, Jeremiah 1:5 said he knew you when you was in your mother's womb. And when you came out your mother's womb, he still said that you are so precious. But he gave us laws in Deuteronomy 28:1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse number 1. And it shall come to pass, but it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all the commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
There's 18 nations on the earth. There's 18 nations on the earth. Think about it. The young ones here and yourselves being put up above the other 18 nations of the earth. That's how precious that the Most High God sees you. But he says in Deuteronomy 28, 1-15, 1-14, it says, even though you are precious, even though you are my chosen one, if you do and learn to keep the commandments of the Bible, he's going to reward you. But if you don't listen, if you go out during the Sabbath day and buying and selling, he said this is what's going to happen to you.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now, the Most High says, I knew you in the belly. The young ones, he knew them in the belly also. Before they came out of the belly, he said, I formed thee. I gave you certain laws and statutes that you should keep. But he said, if you don't keep them, what's going to happen? What you think will happen to you if you don't keep God's commandments? Yeah. But see, one thing about it, as we show who the special people are, Psalms 147, 19 and 20 shows where the laws and the statutes, who they were given to.
Psalm 147. The book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19. He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel.
Jacob was our forefather. Jacob was the forefathers of these 12 tribes here. These are the 12 sons of Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons. Now, when Jacob got ready to pass away, Jacob told his sons who had gathered around him what would befall them in the latter part of the days. Can you see yourself over here? Yes. So you are Jacob. Jacob is our forefathers. Right? This is what's going to happen in the latter part of the day.
He hath not dealt so with only any nation, and I for his judgment they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
The other nations do not know God's law. Why they don't know God's law is because we are the one that has been chosen for them. Give it to Jacob and give it to Israel. No other nation knows him.
Language was New Testament written, not in English.
He showed his word unto Jacob,
Greek. It was written
his
in Greek.
statutes and his judgment unto Israel.
Israel
By the way,
is what?
you look
Is our
white.
forefathers.
You clearly have
We
white
are called
ethnic.
Israel. Why are we called Israel? It's because his name was changed to Israel from Jacob because he had an encounter with an angel, which he wrestled with that angel from dawn until morning. So that's how the name was changed. Right?
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
Now the other nations, they're upset. You know why they're upset? Because God do not deal with them like they deal with us. We are the chosen ones. You are the chosen ones. The little ones are the chosen ones.
That's right.
Are the chosen. All the Israelites that's walking around today, he's an Israelite. He gave his laws, statutes, and commandments to us because why? We are the chosen ones. Okay?
And as for his judgment, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
The other nations, the other 18 nations do not know his judgment. His judgment are for the Israelites. When you look here, you have the 12 tribes. Starting with the oldest one, the oldest son of Jacob is Reuben. And the youngest son of Jacob is Benjamin. So these 12 tribes, Jacob called around his bed. He said, come around me, because I want to tell you, you Israelites, what's going to happen in the latter part of the days.
That's right. The book of Psalm chapter 98 and verse 5. For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers that they should make them known unto the children.
So here it is. The law. So my dear sister, the law, the statutes, in John 14:15 said, if you love me, keep my commandments. How do we keep the commandments? By keeping the laws. The law said we don't buy and sell on the Sabbath day. This is his day. The others, when you look at all the other religion, they have Sunday for a Sabbath. But that's not what God says. God said on the Sabbath day, keep my day holy. The first commandment, thou shalt have no other God before me. The second commandment, thou shalt not make graven image of anything. The third commandment is what?
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Yesterday.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy works.
6 days. We got 6 days to go shopping, buying everything. You have 4 beautiful young ones right here. We go out and buy for them Sunday through Fridays. That Saturday, which is today, that means this is holy to the Most High God. He don't want you to break that. He said, plus he don't want us to be destroyed. So he give us bylaws and commandments to keep in order to be able to stay in his favor. This is the Sabbath day. We have to keep it holy. Now, we're talking about also the dead ones. Spiritually dead ones are around us. To wake them up, he tells us in Ezekiel 37:10,
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, and verse number 10. So he prophesied as he commanded me, and the bread came unto them, and they lived, and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
now the breath that he's talking about is the breath that's spiritually waking his people back up. First he says in Jeremiah, he knew you from the belly. Second, he tells you in Deuteronomy 7:6 that you are chosen one. And now he said, as a spiritual dead, because of not knowing the law, statutes, and commandments, you're being woken back up. Being woken back up means in Ezekiel 37:10, you're being woken up to what God you used to serve, what kind of clothing you used to have. When we look in Numbers 15:38, it says, if you look around, everybody got fringes on their shirts.
Bring it up.
The sisters, when they're wearing dresses, they have fringes on the rib, board up blue fringes on their dresses. My dear sister, you got some wonderful looking kids, beautiful kids. Teach them about the Most High God. Teach them about the commandments. Help them to understand that they are, excuse me? See? But he's special. He's special. All four of them are special to the Most High God and the angels that's kept around. Now, please.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.